Okay, good morning class. What we're going to do now is a video of the homework solutions for the quadratic function homework problems. So let's go peek at those. Here we are basically doing a graphing for 4 different problems, number 7, 8, 12, and 13. And so basically we're going to use our add-on function to do these graphs. I'm sorry, our add-on function called GMath. And so we'll just go get that one for our first problem. Well, let's see, what is our first problem? It's y equals x negative x squared. So let's at least put that down here. Y equals negative x, and let's put control period to 2. So y equals negative x squared. Okay. And so if we want to model that, we'll go to add-ons, GMath, and we would say create a graph. So we want to clear this out. Just to make sure that the graph is large enough for everything that we're going to do here, let's just put minus 22 here, tab 22, tab 2, tab minus 22, tab 22, tab 2. Up here we want to type a minus x, shift 6, and then a 2. Make sure the cursor is right under here. Let's do a control period, bring that down. Hit return. Now we hit insert doc. There's our chart. And because there's a negative there, the parabola folds downward, and our maximum is at the vertex, is at the top of the vertex. I'm sorry. Our vertex is a maximum at the top of the parabola. Okay? So let's see. 8 is y equals 5x squared. So let's say y equals 5x. We say control period. It's 2. Control period to bring that down. So here, x squared, the a value in front of x is positive, so we know that that parabola is going to open upward. That 5, what that does is it compresses, it stretches the parabola out. So let's go up here and just put a 5. Let's get rid of that negative and put a 5 there. Let's see what our parabola looks like. It should open upward, but it should be skinnier. Yes, as we see there, it opens upward and it's skinnier. The larger the value of the coefficient, the skinnier the parabola. The smaller the coefficient, like say if it were like here it's 1, but if it were like say 0.5 or 0.25 or 0.1, it'd really be fat or compressed out. And we'll see that as we do some more charts. That's actually the purpose of this homework, is to actually show you how the parabola changes for different values of a, or or different values of h and k. So let's see, what is our next one? 12. 12 is y equals minus 4/9 x squared. So we have minus 4 slash 9 x control period square control period. So minus 4/9 x squared. So let's go up here and we put minus 4/9 x squared. Under here, hit the insert dock. It should fold downward. Yes, it does. And you notice it's a little fatter because it's less than 1. Okay, let's see what our next one is. 13 is y equals minus 7x squared. This should be really skinny. It folds downward because it's negative, but it's larger than the 5, so it should really be skinnier. The bigger that coefficient is, the skinnier the parabola will be, whether it's positive or negative. The smaller that value, for example, if it were like a 0.1 or 0.01, the parabola would really be skinny, or would really be compressed downward. So let's go and do this one. That's a minus 7x squared. So y equals minus 7x squared. Let's go back down. Y equals minus 7x. So that's a control period, 2 control period. So y equals minus x squared. Let's hit the enter key. Let's go up here. Let's get to 7 there. Hit insert. This should really be a skinny one. Skinny one, head pointing downward. And we see that is a skinny one pointing downward. That must be a what do you call it? Not a magician, but how can I predict that? Okay, so that was the last one there. Let's go to the next set of questions. Okay, we have 15, 16, 18, and 19. So let's see, 15 is equal to y equals x control period 2 control period plus 3. And so what this is going to do is just going to shift the value of x squared up 3 on the y-axis. It's going to shift x squared up 3 on the y-axis. That's what this is supposed to demonstrate to us. So hit the enter key. Let's go up here. Let's add 3 to this, plus 3. Let's see what that gives us. Yes, it shifts us up 3 on the y-axis, just as we expected. Okay, number 16 is the next one, and that's y equals x minus 2 squared. So this is y equals x minus 2 control period 2 control period. So it's x minus 2 squared. And what this is going to do is we're still going to have a parabola that looks like x squared, but it's going to be shifted to the right 2 units, to right here. That's what this should look like. And it's just showing us how the parabola shifts depending on what we do with x squared. Here we're taking x squared and we're subtracting 2 from it, which actually shifts us to the right on our parabola. So let's see what that looks like. We say, put in there, say -2. Let's take that 3 out of there. Make sure our cursor's here. Insert dock. And voila. Shifts us over 2. Okay? Let's see what the next one is. 18. And 18, what it's going to do is shift us to the left 3 units. So it's going to take us over here. It's going to be down on the x-axis, and it's just going to shift us to the left 3 units. So let's go ahead and write that down here. Say y equals x plus 3, control period 2, control period, hit enter key. So again, this is going to shift our parabola to the left. Come up here, we type +3, hit the insert dock. There we go. Shift us to the left 3, just as we had predicted. We are really smart, man. I don't know how we can predict that in advance. It's like magic. Okay, so now we got to do 19, and this is x squared minus 9. And what this is going to do is going to take this x squared and shift it down. It's going to look just like this, but just shift it down to -9. Man, I'm wondering, are we going to predict that correctly? Let's see. So far, we're just like perfect here. So let's see, y equals x. That's control period there. Control period. That's a -9. Hit enter. Let's go here. Get rid of those parens. Say -9. Come over here, make sure our cursor's there, hit insert. Uh-oh. Ah, I put times there. Let's go back here, hit delete. Try this again. That's supposed to be a -9. I put times 9. So that's -9. Put our cursor here, hit insert. There we go. Man, I thought my prediction was wrong. I was like, man, almost 100%. But I guess we're okay. Alright, so that was the last one for that group. And now we have 3 more here. 31, 32, and 34. And we need to also identify the vertex axis of symmetry, the minimum and the maximum, and the domain and the range. We're not going to worry about the domain and the range, but we'll do the other ones. And here we have graphs that 31. Now we have a value that's in front of the parentheses, and we have, so we're combining things. Here we're going to shift we're going to shift the parabola to the right 2 units. We're going to move the parabola up 5 units on the y-axis. And this 2, it's a +2. So the parabola is going to open upward, and that 2 is going to shrink it, stretch it up a little bit. Okay? So that's my prediction, and let's see what happens. So let's just write it here. So we have 2. Remember that 2 is positive, so the parabola is going to open upward, and since it's a number larger than 1, it's going to tend to stretch the parabola up a little bit. Here we say x minus 2. That x minus 2, that 2 is going to shift the parabola to the right 2 units. We hit control period 2, control period. Then we say plus 5, and that plus 5 is going to shift the parabola up 5 units on the y-axis. So that means that our k value is 5, and our h value here is 2. So let's graph this. Copy. So put this in here. Paste. We need to change that between the 2 and the right paren. Do a shift 6. Okay. Make sure the cursor's under here. Insert document. And voila. You can see we're shifted over to the right 2. We're up 5. And that's our parabola. Now, what is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry, we know that the axis of symmetry is always at the value of h, which is at the vertex. The axis of symmetry is the value of x that splits this parabola in 2, and so that's what we call h, which is equal to 2. So axis of symmetry is axis of symmetry is x equal h, which equals 2. Okay, and this parabola is a minimum because the parabola opens upward. A is 2, which is positive, and it opens upward at a minimum value of y equal to 5. Let's see, y is equal to our k value here. So it's a minimum at y equal to 5. Minimum. Okay? Alright, so let's go to our next one. 32. 32 is y equal to minus 3 x plus 7 squared minus 8. So let's analyze this. We got a minus 3, and since that 3 is bigger than the 2, it's going to stretch it a little more than this 2 stretched this. But it's going to be negative, which means that instead of opening upward, it's going to open downward. And since it's a plus 7, it's going to be shifted 7 units to the left, and the vertex is going to be at a minus 8. And we're going to shift it down to minus 8, and it's going to open downward. So at minus 8, it's going to open downward like that. So it's going to go down like this, but it's going to be shifted over 7 units, so it's going to be about right here. It's going to be at a minus 8, at a minus 8 and 7. So that's the vertex. Is going to be like it. It's going to be at a minus 8 and 7, and we can see that here. So we find the vertex is a minus 8. That's your k value. Is a minus 8. It's going to be shifted 8 down, and it's going to be at a minus 7 units over here. So at minus 7 and k equals 8, it's going to open downward, so it's going to go down like that, open downward like that. Okay, so let's actually graph it and see if that's the case. So we have y equals minus 7. What is that? No. Y equals minus 3. Let's go back up there. Y equals minus 3, x plus 7, x plus 7 squared. So that's control period 2 control period minus 8. Okay, so that's our equation. Let's put that in here. That'd be a minus 3 x plus 7. Here we say minus 8. Put our cursor here. Insert doc. Yes, and we see that's just what we look like. You see it's a little skinnier because the 3 is downward because of the minus. And we've got it's right at minus 7 and minus 8. Okay, so what else we need to know? We need the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is at x equals h, which equals negative 7. Right? And the vertex is a maximum at y equals negative 8. Right, so it's a maximum at y equals negative 8. At minus 7 is the axis of symmetry because that's what cuts the parabola right in half. Okay, and let's go look at our last one, number 34. 34, we have a minus sign, so we know it's going to open downward, and it's going to be shifted to the right 7 units, and it's going to be the vertex is going to be up 10 units. So the graph is probably going to look something like this. It's going to be shifted over 7 units, so it's going to be shifted over like this. Then it's going to come up 10 units. It's going to come up there. But since there's a negative there, it's going to open downward, so it's going to go like that. It's going to look like, if you follow the cursor, it's going to look something like this. It's going to get shifted over 7, so this is the center, right at 7, and 7 goes up to 10. So 10, 7 and 10 is the vertex. That's the corner of the vertex, and it opens downward because you have a minus sign here. So it's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. Follow the cursor. It's going to go like that. And see, we can tell that just by looking at the vertex form of the quadratic equation. Your k value is 10. Your h value is 7. That's the coordinate of the vertex, where h is 7 and y is 10. So y 10, h 7. There's the vertex. So you look at the coordinate on the graph. Then you got a negative a here. You got a negative, so it's going to open downward there. It's going to go like that. So let's go ahead and graph that. See how that looks. So come into here. So we got y equals minus minus 1, and that's x minus 7. That'll be control period 2, control period, and that'll be a plus 10. And if we change our numbers up here, it'll be a minus 1, be x minus 7, and we got a plus 10 here. Let's just go over and make sure that's right. Yes. Put our cursor under here, hit the insert dock, and that's exactly what our chart looks like. And we see our axis of symmetry is right at x equals 7 because it cuts the parabola right in half, and the vertex is a maximum because it's at the top of the parabola, and it occurs at y equals 10. So axis of symmetry is y is h x equal h, which equals 7. Vertex is a maximum at y equal 10. Okay, and that does it. Those are the solutions for your homework. Hope that was helpful. We can discuss in class if you have any questions. Thank you.